Hi, welcome to Nikki's Modern Mediterranean. I'm Nikki Gleckis, wife, mother, CEO, and entertaining expert. Today we are going to make a Greek classic, pita with chicken souvlaki, or commonly known as a chicken souvlaki sandwich. To get started with our pita with chicken souvlaki, we're first gonna get our marinade ready. I made this marinade in a previous episode. It's the same as when we made our chicken kebabs. Visit here for the full recipe. So our marinade is lemon juice, salt, pepper, oregano, garlic, and of course, olive oil. So I'm gonna add the olive oil into this, and you'll get the quantities in the recipe online, so don't worry about, I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. So we're gonna mix this marinade together, and then we're gonna get started with cutting our chicken. So a little bit more. Of course, you could smell the garlic and the herbs, smells so good. So our marinade looks good. Put this aside, and then we're gonna get started cutting our chicken. And we're gonna use chicken breast, and we're gonna cut it a little different than when we did our chicken kebabs. So for these souvlaki, your pieces of your chicken need to be more like a 1 ounce piece, so a lot smaller. And you can easily make the same marinade and the same preparation if you wanted to use pork or lamb. So in Greece, the most popular is when they use pork, but here in America, chicken definitely is the #1 seller. So I'm gonna cut these into small pieces, about this size. We're gonna add this back to our bowl so we can add our marinade, and then we're gonna skewer them. And this would be great if you were doing this for a party, marinate this overnight so it's all ready for your guests to come over, and it will be delicious with that marinade. If you're gonna do this on the same day, just cover the bowl with the marinade, put it in the fridge for at least an hour before you start grilling them. So this is one of the most popular. I'm sure if you've been to any Greek festival, wherever you live, they always have chicken souvlaki. You can get it either on the stick or in a pita. So now that our chicken is all cut into small pieces, I'm gonna move my chicken cutting board over and add in our marinade. Oh wow, that looks great. So this, if you were gonna make it the same day, again, cover it, put it in the fridge for about an hour, and then you will be ready to grill. But I'm gonna make these right now for you so you can see. We're gonna take our skewers that, of course, make sure you soak them in water. You don't want them to burn when you're grilling them, and you don't want them to splinter. So I'm gonna take a skewer, and I'm gonna put 5 pieces of meat on each one. That will make a good size sandwich. Think about that. They're about 1 ounce pieces, 5 ounces of meat, plus your pita, lettuce, tomato, tzatziki, onion. It's a great meal. I'm gonna put those 5 pieces like that, and that's how our souvlaki is gonna be ready to grill. So I'm gonna leave these right over here. And today, this will be delicious if you're char grilling this, but today I'm cooking inside. So I'm gonna show you how to cook on your flat top right in your kitchens in case you don't have a grill or it's too cold to go outside. It's always great to have other options of grilling this. I've skewered our chicken souvlaki, washed my hands, and now we're gonna go over to the flat top to grill up our sticks. So to cook our chicken souvlaki and our pita, I have 2 flat tops that I put on our stove just so that I could cook them at the same time. To cook this inside, you really want your flat top to be nice and hot so that the chicken won't stick to the grill. There's tons of olive oil already on the marinade, so we won't need to put additional olive oil on our pan. So I'm gonna show you a little trick. I have a little water, and if you just put a little droplet of the water and you see that sizzling, you know our pan is nice and hot. So we're gonna put those chicken souvlaki right down on our pan. And you could hear that sizzle, which is great because we want that nice char marks on there. And while we have those cooking, we're gonna get started on cooking our pita. So our pita, I'm gonna lower the heat and I got that pan nice and hot as well. You could actually see the steam coming off. I'm gonna brush some olive oil right on our pita and put that down to cook. We're gonna let them cook for a couple minutes and flip them. Our chicken, you can actually see when it's time to flip them. You're gonna see the bottom of the chicken actually cooking all the way to about halfway through the chicken piece. And the way to know when it's ready to flip is when it's not sticking to the pan. So we're gonna let them cook for another couple minutes on that. For our pita, I'm just gonna grab another tongue. You just wanna cook them for a little bit just to get them nice and hot and a little sizzling. I can see the bottoms of the chicken are cooking, so I know it's time to flip, and that is a great char mark. You really want that nice color on there. If you were doing this on the charcoal outside, you would get the same results, which I think is great for having the option to cook inside for this great meal. Our pizzas are ready. I'm gonna put them right on this plate so we can assemble our sandwiches. So I can tell that our chicken souvlaki are ready so that we can take them off the grill, but if you're unsure, a good step is just to kind of cut a little piece off of one of them to make sure the inside is fully cooked, which you'll be able to tell that it is fully cooked. Our chicken looks great. I'm gonna take them off so that we can get ready to wrap our sandwiches. So our chicken souvlaki are ready. We have our grilled pita, and I'm gonna use shredded romaine lettuce, cut up some tomatoes, red onion, and tzatziki sauce, which I made in a previous episode. You can check here for the full recipe and video. So let's get started with making our sandwiches. Today I'm gonna make them and use a sandwich aluminum paper, and I'm gonna wrap them completely and slice them in half. And the reason I'm doing that is if you were doing this for a party and you wanted to serve this, and you're also making maybe some dips and a salad and fries, a full sandwich might be too much for one person to eat. So I love cutting them in half and displaying them in a really pretty platter, and that way people can try a lot of different foods for the day. So let's get started. We're gonna first take our grilled pita. Now, this is a very crucial part in making our sandwich. Not only does grilling the pita make it taste better, but if you've ever tried to use cold pita and make it into a sandwich, it's just gonna break in half. The reason we grill it is it makes it also more pliable so that you could fold the sandwich in half. So we're gonna take our grilled pita, and I'm gonna get started with, I'm gonna put tzatziki on the bottom and then on top of the chicken as well. So we're gonna put this delicious tzatziki right down the center. And this is a full garlic meal, so remember that when you're eating this. So we're gonna take our chicken souvlaki. I'm gonna take the one stick, take that right off. Look, it comes right off because the chicken was fully cooked, which is another indicator of it being cooked. We have the chicken and our tzatziki. I'm gonna top some lettuce right there, some sliced tomatoes, some red onion. Looks great. And a little more tzatziki. Put that right down the center. And this, can't wait to try this. So we're gonna wrap this, and I'm going to put this, like I said, fully wrap this. So make that nice and tight right there. Wrap this over. Cut that. So that's completely wrapped. And I'm gonna take this right over to our cutting board, if you can see that. And I'm gonna slice it on an angle. And then you're gonna have this delicious sandwich, and we'll be able to display them in a platter so that your guests can try a little bit of everything that you're gonna be serving that day. So if you wanted to do a variety, you could do pork, lamb, chicken souvlaki. You can even do gyro, but we'll do that in another episode. And of course, you can make this just as your main course. So for that, we're gonna take our just regular little wax paper, We have our pita, and you can ask your kids if you're making this at home, what do they want on their sandwich? You know, maybe one wants no onion, maybe one wants no tomato. So we have our little tzatziki, our chicken, put that right down there. And I'm gonna put everything. So lettuce, tomato, onion, some more tzatziki. And then we're just gonna wrap this, put that up there. Wrap that in the aluminum and the little wax paper. And then you are ready to eat. Our pita with chicken souvlaki are ready. I can't wait to eat these. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. For the full recipe, visit nikkigluckus.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.